Good morning, class, and welcome to today's lesson. Today I'm going to talk to you about complex numbers. When we talk about complex numbers are numbers that comes in two forms. We have the real side and we have the imaginary side. Complex number comes in the form a plus bi. This is the form in which complex number comes in. And the a here is the real part, whilst the b here, the bi, is the imaginary part. And we know that in complex number, the concept I is equal to root of -1. Complex numbers comes in different forms, and in this video actually I'm going to talk to you about how to plot complex numbers and how to find the conjugate of complex numbers. So when we have, let's say example 2 minus 3i, this 2 here is the real part of this complex number, and this 3i is the imaginary part of this complex number. And when we are to plot complex number on a graph or on the Cartesian plane, we consider the real part. When there is a sign, we also consider the sign. We consider the real part to go to what? The x-axis. And the imaginary part, neglecting the I, and with the sign, it goes to what? The y side. So let's take an example. If they say we should plot 2 minus 3i on a graph, what we are going to do is we are going to have our Cartesian plane this way. We know this is the y-axis and this is the positive y-axis. This is the x-axis, this is the negative x-axis, positive x-axis, and the negative y-axis. So we are plotting 2 minus 3i. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is negative, sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, negative 2, negative 3. So we are considering these two as the real part of it, and also considering the real part of it to be what? Our x. During the plotting, we know this side of it is what? The imaginary side. But what we do is we are going to neglect the I. So together with the sign, we'll go to what? The y-axis in plotting. So we are plotting 2 minus 3i. So we can locate 2. We say 2 go to the x-axis. So we locate 2 here, and minus 3 goes to y. So this is the minus 3. So 2 minus 3. So this is the point that we are locating. So this point here will be our 2 minus 3i. That is when we have to plot complex numbers on a graph. That is the way it's going to look like. So from this side, what you're also going to do is that when they say we should find the conjugate, finding the conjugate simply means that finding the opposite of the sign. Let me say plus. Finding the conjugate when it is plus is minus. So an example, when we have maybe 3 plus 2i, and they say I should find the conjugate of 3 plus 2i, the conjugate of this will no more be 3 plus 2i, but it's going to be rather 3 minus 2i. Finding the conjugate is just you, when it is positive, you make it negative, and when it is negative, you make it positive. So when they ask me to find the conjugate of, let me say, minus 4i, minus 4i. The conjugate is simply what? 4i. Simple. So the negative has turned into what? Positive. Okay, some way, somehow, we can be taught, they can also ask us to plot complex numbers with only the imaginary part. So let me use an example. I'm trying to plot the complex number 4i. So on the Cartesian plane, I know this is my imaginary side and it's going to go to what? The y-axis. So I will just take, let me put 1, 2, 3, 4. But this side is negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my y-axis and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So since this is having only the imaginary side, so the plotting will just fall on the y-axis. So this is 4. So it means I'm going to get my point over here. So this is the what? 4i. I've plotted it on the graph. Thank you. And subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ultimate Mathematics Frederick. You can just see me there. And this video, I have a lot of videos and I've done a whole lot of videos that you are going to like it. Things that you can easily apprehend as a student. And also it brings about more buoyancy in your academics as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.